It's Prison Architect. Actually, I should have said prison-architect.com. I'd like to load up the prison that I have been working on, the one that I tried to do for the first episode when I had pissed off prisoners because of laundry. This is now Alpha 11, not Alpha 10. Alpha 11 has changed a few things. Laundry does not piss people off to riot, fortunately. They fixed that. It'll piss them off, they'll think they're not well treated, but it's not going to make them riot. There's also another item that will upset them but won't cause them to riot. I can't remember what it is. And it's not food, just so you know. If they don't get fed, they riot. This is my prison from a distance. I don't have anything down here, but it's essentially a clone of the top. The reason I don't have anything built down here is because I don't need anything built down there. You see, I'm 69 of 80, and I'm getting 8 prisoners tomorrow. And there's a release system in place in Alpha 11 where prisoners get, released when their time is up. So for low-level prisoners, they tend to get released often because their sentences are so short, and they've sped up release. Otherwise, you would never actually get anyone released because you're not going to play for 10 years of game time. But anyway, that's all immaterial. What I wanted to show is a smoothly running prison. First, let's go to reports, and here's my staff. I got 12, 14, 16, and administrators 5. Prisoners. I do have high-risk prisoners. I do have normal risk, and I have not too many low risk, actually, because low-risk prisoners cycle faster than normal risk, and normal risk cycle faster than high risk. So eventually you do get this lopsided effect where high-risk prisoners start taking up the majority of your prison. So that's kind of cool. Well, it's something to watch out for anyway. I don't have any walls on my cells. And no, that toilet's not dirty. There's just a light installed in the same zone as the toilet. But every time I look at it, I think, oh god, is there piss in there? It's just fun. It's just kind of a funny effect. I have money now, and I'm making a decent profit per day. I have 6 idle guards, 6 of 14. What that means is 8 of my guards are set to patrol. So I have 6 free guards to escort prisoners as they come in. So that's kind of cool. And look at this kitchen. Isn't this just a fucking epic kitchen? Look at all these cookers and shit, and sinks and freezers. I did have planned to put, see these sinks? I was going to put 2 sinks here, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. But I don't think I have to, because 8 sinks seems to be more than enough. And I was going to put both of my power stations here together, but when I did that, power stations are a bit buggy, to where if you have 2... let me just show you the utilities screen. See, look, you see how this is dark green and this is a light olive green? You see, that's what systems of the prison are on which power station. This is on dark green, this is on light green. So I've kind of divided it up. The problem is that if you share power, if you share systems, if they're not independent currently, what happens is all of the power tries to get off of one station and the station trips. And when the station trips, it's also buggy to where all these little lines for all the capacitors, so you can have 16 of them. Yeah, 5, 10, I don't know, I can't actually count today. 5, 10, plus 6, so 16, yeah. This all turns into one bar, which technically means no capacitor, so you have to actually dismantle the capacitors after the power station shuts off and reinstall them. And in so doing, you keep tripping it. So do not, I found out the hard way, it took me 3 days to get my prison back under control because they had no power. Do not share power systems between power stations. They must be independent right now. Sadly, you can't just combine power. If I could have done that, combine power, then my power stations would both be here, and my water station would be here in storage, taking up the least amount of space possible. But because that wasn't possible, I have them separated. And this is like this because this was an emergency feature. I had it in this corner, but I had to get water back really quick, so I kind of plopped it down right here. I will fix that in a couple more prison days. I'll just move it back down here when they're sleeping, when they're not using water. They need a lot of help. I have 6 chefs right now, and that's not enough. Six, that's not enough. I have 10 or 12 people in the kitchen right now helping to make food for 70 plus people, and they can barely get it done. Um, I'll show you the regime, and I'll explain why I chose the regime I did. First off, they get 7 hours of sleep. Actually, you only need 5. If they get full sleep or close to full sleep, if they get 4.5 hours of sleep, so it takes them half an hour to walk to their bunk and sleep, they'll be at safe enough levels of sleep that they're never going to get pissed off. But I gave them 7. Right after I gave them 7, they come from the prison and they go right to the yard. And I actually had yard time and then shower time, because from the sleep they would go to the yard and they would actually stay divided up. So like this side and this side wouldn't mingle because they'd go to each respective yard because they'd be the closest yard, and then when shower time hit they'd go to the closest shower. Then after shower I would have them go into the canteen to eat. So I would have 2 hours of shower and then 2 hours of eat, and then work the rest of the day, and then some free time at the end. It didn't work the way I wanted it to, because when they're in yard time and shower time they're not working, so they're not helping the chefs, and the chefs get too overloaded. Thus you have to space it out. You only need to have 1 meal a day, as long as the prisoners don't miss that meal. They only need to eat once. So what you can do is actually have your meal at the end of work. I could actually move eat down here at the bottom at 8 or 9 p.m. But I actually broke it up in the middle of the day, because it takes them. Your chefs always start cooking 4 hours before it's time to eat, so they prepare the meal. So from free time to work time, this whole 4 hours they're going to help prepare the meal, and then they eat, and then those workers can then get shuffled around, but they don't need to. Actually, they help wash dishes and shit afterwards. Then it's shower time right before sleep. So after they shower and then they go to sleep, that's when they change clothes and stuff. So it all worked out really well this way. And a little bit of free time before work, because the free time is the best time that they come for visitation. And I originally only had 2 tables in here, and now I have 6, squishing them in, Not everyone needs to visit every day, so you don't need a big visitation room, but you only need 6 offices. Technically only 5, because I don't have a lawyer, because lawyers don't do anything at the current time, but that office was reserved for him, but I haven't actually researched him because currently serves no purpose. Yeah. Anyway, there was going to be a wall here to separate, but you can't put the capacitors in with the wall, so and the one thing that pisses me off is I accidentally put this cell block 1 square too far in. It was supposed to be next to the sidewalk, and because of that, as I built this part and I built this part, I came over here and realized I couldn't build the last cell block as wide as this one. This one has a double door, so it's a 2-passage cell block. This one's a 1-passage cell block. So technically, everything from everything from this wall to here, and everything from here over to here should all be shuffled over 1, because my cleaning cupboards aren't the same size, because they're supposed to be the same size, and they would have been the same size if everything had been shifted over 1 square. Like this dividing board stayed the same, and all we did was move this over. So, and this cleaning cupboard was for this half, and this one was for that half. I haven't done any. I built the showers here. As a matter of fact, I'm still going. I'm just at a slow speed, it seems. Yeah, they're cleaning. I made all that staff zones. If I look at my deployment, see, all of this is staff only, because if the prisoners are behaving themselves, I don't want them to come down here to clean. Not yet, because currently this area serves no purpose in the prison. Now, what this stuff does here, max security, means only red dressed prisoners will go there, so you could actually make this max security and then they'll reshuffle the prisoners out as necessary. And minimum security, and then general population will be where everyone can go. So, like the canteen can be general population, basically white. Anything white is general, so it's already white. Maximum security. So you can actually slightly filter where you want max security prisoners. It'd be great if they had max, normal, and min security to represent the 3 levels of prisoners that you can accommodate. Because then you could seriously, you could ward it off. You could make this max, this regular, and then this minimum, and then this general. That would be kind of cool. And then you could also designate, like, if you want your max workers, your max security workers to only work in one area, you would say, like, okay, only work laundry. I don't want you working in the workshop, etc., you know. So I don't think I actually have any max security prisoners working in the workshop. I don't think I do. Okay, there we go. I don't want them in here, you know. Max security guys or anywhere else, you know. Anyway, because I don't want them in the workshop. So, patrols. You actually don't need a CCTV camera if you have patrols. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 patrols. And then I just put cameras in places I didn't patrol. So I've got cameras in the 2 showers, you know, and the canteen and the kitchen. I could patrol the canteen. I think I took the security cameras are still in the canteen right here, but I could take them out because all I need is to have a guard in here and patrol. Sadly, the fog of war is buggy. Cameras can see through walls, but if you have overlapping cameras, only one camera takes precedence to show you where workers are. So if this camera's fog of war reveal is over here and this one's is over here, actually this one's over here, but this is the one that will show you the prisoners. Doesn't matter if this one's showing you the canteen or not, you won't see prisoners. So fog of war and CCTV is still buggy, but that's okay. These boxes are here because depending on the size of the zone depends on how many workers can work your workshop, and this particular zone could only have 10 workers, and I had actually had 12 stations, so it was pointless because only 10 could work at a time. So I dismantled these, but only after I had actually built up these already. So I have 2 extra tables. Yay. And I was going to put them down here in these workshop designated zones, but I haven't done that yet because I don't have enough prisoners. 77 of 80, and tomorrow I'm going to get 8 prisoners. Now I'll be in overflow. I don't have a holding cell, as you can see. Technically I could make a holding cell. I could make one down here. And then as the prisoners come in, I could slowly zone out something down here into regular cells. I actually made this area proper. This one goes to the end of the walk. So this is all built the way it's supposed to, which is why it's 1 tile off. See? And which is why this yard right here is 1 wider, and this yard is 1 more narrow than the ones above it, because I can't move the middle, and the middle was already made for me, and I didn't want to move the canteen. I wanted this to stay symmetrical, even though I technically could have moved the canteen over by 1 and fixed the yard problem. I didn't do that. I didn't do that because I didn't feel like it. So it's slightly asymmetrical. You can't really tell unless you really study the map. I like the way it looks. I got yards, nice pretty yards and shit, and everyone's pretty happy. I don't have tables in here, but I do have ironing boards. You need them. I did an equal ratio: 2 machines, 2 ironing boards, and 2 baskets, and then 2, 2, and 2, 2, 2, and 2. This is where the infirmary and morgue is, but down here, as you can see, I didn't zone that out because I don't need a second one. You don't ever really need a second one unless you have serious problems. My yard has phones to call home, TVs to watch, and 2 toilets to take a shit. So, and weight benches, and they can exercise. So, yeah, there's no privacy, but fuck them. They don't need privacy. They're prisoners. There is 80 seats in the canteen, and that is enough for 80 cells. How about that? Tomorrow I'm going to have to expand the prison, and that's actually what I was looking for. I was looking for finally an excuse to start zoning these areas down here. And if you go into the foundations, these little squares appear when it starts getting dirty, so you can tell where, you know, the trouble zones are for cleanliness. And yes, there are 40 shower heads in each shower, so technically it's supposed to be, you know, for these 2, for that one, and for these two for that one. But because they shower during free time, so they actually can go anywhere they want, and they always tend to go to this one for some reason. Now, some of them go here, I'm not going to lie, but they really like this one for some reason. Anyway, I could designate one of these high security showers, but as of right now I didn't. Look at that fat motherfucker taking a shower. Alright. Anyway, free time lasts for 2 hours, so it's really good for them to visit, you know. Gareth, Brindley, they all have bios and things. He's almost done with his sentence, so he's probably really unlikely to start problems because he wants to get out. I did notice a bug. If a prisoner's in the shower and his time comes to get released, he will get released naked, and he will walk down out naked. Then he gets arrested for indecent exposure and goes right back to prison. No. Well, maybe, I don't know. They did improve the speed at which launderers push laundry baskets by a little bit. So it's still not as fast as I'd like. And I really would like it if these walkways sped them up, because it says walk speed fast on both of these styles, concrete and block. But when they push the basket, they push it at the same speed. And that's kind of annoying. Well, anyway, now you can see a fully functional prison that works. It just took a little bit of effort to get off the ground, and these are reserved for CCTV up here. If I build them down here, so I got one guard monitoring 3 monitors. So that's pretty cool. He can do up to 9 cameras. And this up here will be up to 9 more, so I could have 18 cameras in this. And this is only a small map. You can actually expand it right there, see? But I'm not going to, because I haven't even filled up my prison yet. And I'm doing really good in finances, and they make a lot of license plates. The problem, though, with license plates is that they'll make the sheet metal squares, and then they'll walk the damn sheet metal squares to a different workshop, and then they'll walk the final plates to a different workshop. It just takes so much time. It's really annoying. I could get more done if they would just fucking deliver it to the nearest table and to the nearest press, but that pathfinding hasn't been set up yet, because he put in workshops, but he did put in pathfinding to where they would go to the nearest utility, like shower or yard. But when they're working, see, look, when they're working, this motherfucker's gonna take his cut pieces all the way over to this fucking workshop. Actually, I still have maximum security prisoners in the minimum security workstation, so I don't think that's working too well. Oh well. Anyway, I want to zoom out so I don't get clouded out by all that sound, all that white noise. But you do want a lot of people on laundry, because if you have a common laundry room for 80 people, you're gonna need now it's like lagging. You're gonna need a lot of people to work. Oh, now it's fine again. He hasn't really programmed in a lot of rendering short things to make it faster, except for name tags. Zooming out, you can remove name tags. Coming in, you get these name tags back. So I don't have bins in the workshop, I've noticed. I didn't put any garbage bins. I probably should. I'm quite happy with Mark 1 of the prison. I really want to fill it out. So now that you've seen this prison, and this episode is only about 20 minutes long, do you guys want to see me build this prison, or do you want to see it fast forwarded, because now they added a new feature where you can take one frame, like every 1 or 2 frames a second, and then play that and it'll fast forward. Oh, look all the meals are cooking. Look, they're using almost every fucking cooker except one. So they do work. This actually speeds up the process, because yes, you can actually double up burners and they can have up to 5 or 6 in one pot. This tends to make it go a lot faster. So look, I have just a couple more meals than I have prisoners, which is good. And now we're gonna probably see that firsthand. But anyway, now they're putting everything out. That's good. I have metal detectors here, and I got metal detectors here, here, and here. They're expensive though. Alright, that's it for this functioning prison. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys want to see me build it, or you want to maybe upload it to the Steam Workshop or something, I can do that. Anyway, I'll just save this prison. XXX Resort. Yeah, that's not for porn, actually. That's just because my YouTube initials happens to be Xanaxander. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.